Alrighty guys, your boy is fired up, a little annoyed, but also ready to execute. Welcome back to another episode of Ecom with Ed. So I just want to work through here what to do if you start receiving chargebacks and or complaints from customers. So unfortunately, this started happening to me and I had to deal with it. So you won't be able to see the company name or anything like that or any specifics, but believe me or not, honestly, it's on you if you take this or not. These are all emails, real emails I'm about to show and disclose and kind of work through how I went about them and also the measures that you take before opening your store, like your refund policy, your shipping policy, like all of those need to be crystal clear both for you and the customer. And that way when you have this happen, you have the ammunition that you need to protect your margins, protect yourself, from scammers, from, obviously if you're ripping people off and selling a crap product or your supplier doesn't, fulfill what they're supposed to fulfill, then okay, sure. But like, there's going to be people like what I show you who are seriously just looking for obviously their money back and they just want to keep the product. So, but just to show you, so it's not, BS. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, my name is Ed. I work a 9-to-5 job. I have a wife and kid, and I'm starting this channel to prove that anybody can do it. As you can see here, in the last 30 days when I started running this product, I have generated $1,159 in revenue, which, I mean, it's not insane amounts, right? But I've made money online. And if you haven't, then stay tuned. So basically, I had 35 orders. Everything was going good, and then I started getting a couple emails here, a couple emails there regarding complaints. Sales were dying down. Lots of people in the comments complaining about knockoff versions of my product, and rightfully so. There's so many out there, and that is why I ultimately made the decision to cut it, despite it being my first winning product and making me actual money. I have to cut it because in the long term I'm going to lose. I've already lost money. I'm not losing anymore, but I did gain the skills. So here we are. Let's get into it. So these are the emails. So this is one email I received. It's hello. Since the product doesn't function the way it appears in your ads, I would like to return it. Please send me instructions on how to do so. So pretty straightforward. Nothing suspicious yet. And I said, thank you for your message. Before we can proceed with any return or provide a return address, we require a verification of the issue, which is normal. Almost every company would do this. Please send at least 2 photos of the product, including one showing the defect of the issue and one showing the full product. This is to assure that they're actually, talking about our product and not just trying to send us back one of these other knockoff versions. Super polite. And again, the person skipped to, hello, please tell me where it needs to be shipped and the partial refund you would offer. I will decide which is more beneficial. So this is where people try and jump hoops, right? And you don't let them, because this is your store. You got to put your foot down. You stated here, before you can even provide any of this, you require the photos. Where's the photos? Nowhere. So guess what? They were hit with the same email, basically, saying, as stated previously, we will be happy to provide this information for you if you provide the photos we asked for. I still haven't heard back from this person. It has now been 4 days. So this is what I mean. Like, by simply just not giving in right away, a lot of people are just going to back out because they realize it's too much work for the $30 they paid, and they probably know that they're trying to rip you off and you didn't just say yes, and it's too much work for them. So I'm still waiting to hear about this, but I believe they did message one more time saying again they would like the return address and everything like that, and I said again, we need photos of proof that you actually have our product that you're trying to send back. We need to see the original packaging, we need to see all these things, all these steps, and this person is just trying to skip all the steps and go right to what they want. We don't allow that to happen because that's how you just get walked on, right? I had another person reach out. Now, this specifically, like, a lot of this will be hidden just because it is a little specific and I don't want the customer to see it. But just stating, like, and I did see this and I thought, it was a little odd, but they did make 2 orders. But they weren't back to back like a mistake would be. They were 2.5 hours apart. So to me, that tells me, hey, this person made an order, was so happy about the product, they told somebody else and then made an order for them. That's honestly what I would think from that, seeing as how far they are apart. Obviously, if they were made back to back to back, I would have been like, hey, are you sure you meant to order this? Whatever. They claim that they sent the image messed up here, but I got an email back claiming, or an email yesterday claiming that they sent an email talking about how they already emailed us and said that there wasn't supposed to be 2 orders. Now they have 2 orders. They're not paying for one because they didn't even want that in the first place, and all this stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I go back and I look. I can't find this email. Now, I did end up finding the email. However, it was sent from not the same email as it was paid for, which I don't know why you're using another email. Like, use your brain. Why would we even look at that email? Like, if anyone is on here that has already run a Shopify store, you get sometimes thousands of emails spam. Like, it's crazy how much spam you get. People trying to trick you. People saying missed order or Shopify expert. Like, there's so much spam. So I have AI sort out the spam. And I literally have it put, unless there's an order number or unless there's like actual anything about our site, then I don't let it come through to our inbox just because of the volume that we were doing. And so it went to spam because the email was quite literally this. Oh no. Sorry, so yeah, this one is the one saying, I would like to return all of them, and they only want to pay shipping for one. We're like, who do you think you are? You're not setting the rules here. Like, you expect it to be dealt with swiftly. Well, I'm so sorry that you feel that way. It's not happening because I went and found the email, and guess what the email has? No order number, a different email, and not even talking about like the product name isn't even in the email. So of course it got filtered out because I get so many messages a day, and everyone else does, saying, hey, I made an order, I need a refund, just to get you to open it. Like, so that was my reply. I said, in your original email you included no order number, you included nothing, and then she also received a confirmation email of both orders being shipped. And then now, 11 days later, 9 days later after receiving them, is sitting here telling me, oh, I didn't do, like, really? Are you really going to play that game? So I had to go through all of this, but yeah, she threw out the original packaging, probably not even, like I said, a scam. So no original packaging left. Wants the address, doesn't want to offer pictures, like, just being so difficult. And I'm like, okay, well, here's the answer. So I'm sorry to hear that it didn't meet your expectations before proceeding, like, right? So I tried to explain to her how to use it because some people aren't using it properly, and then I tried to tell her about the pictures, and then this email thread went on. I think we're on 8 emails now, but my point is that, like, you have to stand your ground because people will try to swindle you, and when you're just starting, every bit of profit margin matters. And if you start getting these chargebacks that are BS, literally, then you're gonna lose in the long run, and if you don't know how to deal with it, because a lot of you people out there will probably say, oh, I'm a scammer. Okay, how? On my site, it's clearly shown everything, all terms, all everything. They have to acknowledge the terms before purchasing. Nothing's hidden in there. It states exactly that the product may not look exactly as the advertisement, but it will perform exactly as advertised. And it does. We have several customers with no other complaints. So you're going to get the one or two that, they have a weird fabric on their couch or something, whatever crap. It doesn't work for them. Sure, okay. But they still are subject to all the rules and the terms that they agreed to, which literally state, has to be returned within 30 days, must provide pictures to even be eligible for a return, etc., etc., etc. If they keep rebuttaling you and trying to skip steps, don't be obligated to be nice. Stand your ground. Kindly reiterate them to the process. Because guess what? That's why there's a process. That's why there's a policy. That's why you make the policies before, to protect yourself, to protect the customer, and most importantly, protect your margins. Because This will happen. It's inevitable. And imagine at scale, thousands of dollars. Are you going to be saying, oh yeah, it's okay, just refund them? No, you're not. You're going to be scared because you don't know how to handle this. So don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. And like, don't get me wrong, you guys. I do want to help these people. And if they aren't satisfied, okay, I want to help them. But they are not helping me at all. And that's why I decided to make a video on it, because I've been trying to give them help. Literally, if they sent me the pictures, no problem. I'd send them the return address and they'd get the full refund once we received it. But they literally won't send the pictures. Keep trying to pedal back to other email, like whatever, trying to like crap. They're trying to justify their bad excuse, and unfortunately, it's just not going to cut it. So until they follow the proper procedure, no refunds will be issued, and that's simple. It's literally that simple. So make sure you have your terms set up. Make sure everything's right. Just make sure you have your own back, because no one's going to have your back for you. And when the banks start calling, you need to have an answer. And like, if you're doing something genuinely wrong and you start seeing this, just cut it then, because dude, like, you're going to go to jail. But like this, I'm not worried about. Even if I had to refund these people, it's $140. I don't care. I mean, sure, it hurts, but like, nothing's going to happen to me. So I can sit here and I can fight this and learn as well. And I'm going to do that. And then if I have to give a partial refund or a full refund, then it is what it is. I will do the right thing. But this video is literally just to show you that you can't just roll over. You need to have these policies in place, and you need to protect yourself. That's all for today. Hopefully you're doing good with your store. And if you haven't started one, start one. If you're not into dropshipping, I don't know why you're watching this, but start something. Start doing something, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.